your message for Chuck.
Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. Time waits for no man unless that man is Chuck Norris. If you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win forever. Chuck Norris breathes air 5 times a day. Chuck, I really want to buy your house in Greeley, Kansas, so call me back, 817-915-6860. Thank you. I hope he checks that voicemail and he calls me back. All right. Sorry about that, man.
That's all right.
Well, how you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
Good. Did you get my voicemail I left you yesterday?
I did. That was one lengthy one. It was a good one.
I was like, he's going to call me back after I leave this one. I love it. All right. Let me get you pulled up here real quick. So you got a property you want to sell me, right?
Yes, sir.
How much you looking to get for it?
I would like to walk away with 125 somewhere in there.
So 125 total?
Well, we owe 98 on it.
So 125 plus 98?
Yeah, plus the 98, whatever that is.
Okay. What's going on with the property?
Now that we're retiring, we bought another house in Alabama.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, but
What's the condition like?
it's in good shape. Everything on the exterior wise is 3 years old. Rose siding, windows, etc. Garage doors. The only thing major that it needs is a new furnace and AC system.
Okay.
We patched it last year. It's like 20 years old. So we patched it last year, and it lasted last summer. So.
Gotcha. All right. Let's got you found here. Let me pull this up and see what we can do. How many square feet is your property?
It's the house itself.
Yep.
It's 1,800. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, full basement.
Is the basement finished?
No, it is not.
Okay.
They have what they call a wet bar for the washing machine and stuff down there. That's it.
Outside of the AC and the furnace, is there any known like work that it needs to it?
No, the floors, except for 1 bedroom, have been updated, carpeting, tile and stuff. It needs, some touch-up paint and stuff like that. But other than that, no, I don't know of anything major.
Okay.
Here, the little bathroom was redone. It's got one jet tubs in it and all that good stuff. So.
You're kind of out there in the middle of nowhere, aren't you?
Yeah, we're kind of out of nowhere. It's nice and quiet. It's better than living in some of these cities nowadays.
Yeah. The problem that I run into there is I'm an investor, so I'm trying to figure out what I could do with it. Selling it, it's probably gonna sit for a minute, right? Rental wise, not sure what kind of rental market there would be out there. How much land comes with it?
It's 10 acres, and it's got a pond on it, and the back house sits on about 2, and then the back 8 is fenced, pond. Yep.
Is it stocked?
I'm sorry, what you saying?
Is the pond, is it stocked?
Yeah, it's got fish in it. Catfish, bass, bluegill.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you, do you need the 125 cash, or would you be open to something creative?
Depends on what you mean by creative.
Might be easier for us to do something where, the 125, you could do seller finance where we pay it to you over the course of time, where you can earn interest on it.
No, I don't think we want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, the 125 would be the way to go.
Gotcha. So just cash only.
Right.
What year was the house built in? Because I'm not getting any information on my system. So 1978. Okay.
Right.
Sorry, I keep having to ask this. It's pulling up information on all the other properties, but not yours.
Yeah, it's a ranch, two-car attached garage. So
And it looks pretty from what I'm looking at.
yeah, it's a good looking house. It's got a deck on the back with a walkout basement.
So you've got, like, what I'm looking here, I see the property, you got like the little half moon circle drive in the front, right? And then right off to the back left, is that your pond?
Yeah, that's our pond. If you're standing to the side of the house and just back
Right.
off to the left there.
And then what's that big body of water further back? Is that somebody else's pond?
Right, there's another one further back, and that's a cattle rancher that's in back of us. That's his pond.
Because your lot ends with the tree line, right? Like you're this perfect rectangle of trees.
Well, yeah, our 10 acres, yeah, it butts up against his, but there is no tree line per se.
Gotcha.
He's got pasture on both sides of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no tree line per se.
I see. So you're a little bit closer to his pond.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's within walking distance from the back of ours.
So this image I'm looking at was taken in 2023. On the top left of your trees, did you cut down and sell some timber back there?
No, that is old railroad ties.
Okay.
When we bought this house 27 years ago, there was an old man living in it, and believe it or not, he had a furnace in the basement, and that's how he heated his his house with railroad ties. He made a deal with the railroad, and they gave him all the used railroad ties. So,
wow.
Yeah, when we bought it, no, we're not. That's so hazardous, you wouldn't believe. So,
that's what I was gonna say. I mean,
yeah,
and also that's a heck of a walk.
just the creosote, I would be scared to death of it.
Yeah, golly. All right. So I'm interested. A couple of concerns that I have is how rural it is, right?
Well, rural wise, I mean, yeah, there's a Walmart in either direction, 20 miles away. It's not really real rural.
Right.
Garnett is a mid-sized town that's 10 miles away, and it has the normal grocery stores, Dollar General, and all that stuff. So it's not really where you have to drive 2 hours to get someplace.
Right.
So I drive back and forth. I work up in Olathe, which is part of Kansas City, and it just takes me 45 minutes to get up there.
Gotcha.
So, and there's neighbors across the street, and there's
right.
Stuff like that. So it's not,
The best way I can put it is it's better suited for the owner occupant than the investor. So I'm looking at it with probably a different lens than how you look at it, because you're like, no, I've lived here forever. I love it. I'm out here in the quiet, and I would agree if it's like, hey, this is where I wanted to go move, but I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. So that's what I mean by that. On that note, that doesn't mean it can't work for us, because it's a good size of land, and I don't think you're asking an unreasonable price for it either. So trying to think about what the best solution is, because I don't want to string you along, and I don't want to get into something where it's like I say, yeah, we can do your price, which I'm looking, it's like roughly 223, and then waste your time. Speaking of time, what is the time frame in which you guys are wanting to sell and get moved to your new property?
We have went into this. We purchased another house where we're going to retire in Alabama. So as far as time frame wise, there is no hard in stone, but we would like to look at, let's say, July 1st, somewhere in there.
Okay. So, which is pretty reasonable. I mean, that gives us basically a month. If it ended up being that I needed more time, is that a bad thing?
No, that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
I understand that, especially buying another house, ordeal we went through.
What part of Alabama did you buy in?
Troy, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a daughter that lives close down there, and so forth and so on. We just the taxes are cheaper, everything's cheaper down there. So that's money is really the real reason we moved down there, just money.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't help or it doesn't hurt to sell this and walk away with $125,000,
Yeah. With just food tax here is 16%.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. started. Oh, the county's got in on it, and the state. Yeah,
So you're moving to the home of the Trojans.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
You gonna go to any of the games?
Yeah, we plan on it.
Yeah.
We plan on it. Yeah.
That's fun.
Are you a fan?
Well, I'm a college football fan, so
Oh
yeah. I mean, I have a problem with remembering all the schools mascots, and it's also part of what I do, right? I mean, I talked to a guy about a property in Fort Collins, Colorado today, and the reason why that could be a deal is because it's right there by Colorado State, and it's like that matters when you're looking at, well, could we keep it and rent it? Could we do Airbnb where, you got games coming in and, stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Like with this one, it's going, okay, what could I do with this? Because really, we want to keep everything long term. The short, just turn around and fix it up and sell it or whatnot, that turns into just a transactional business. That's not really, I mean, you need that just to make money, but so it's like looking at this, it's like, well, what?
I know. I will tell you this: that rental properties are hard to come by around here. So
Right.
Yeah, they really are.
And I see that. I see how that could be. Then you got to be careful because you got 10 acres. So if you are using it as a rental property, well, you got to make sure they're going to take care of 10 acres. That's a lot to take care of. I'm sure you know better than I do.
Yeah. My dad dealt with rental properties for a while, and it can't be a nightmare.
Yep. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking are you tech savvy? Like, are you good with like sending text messages and stuff like that? Because one of the things I'd want is to get pictures of the property, and if you could take pictures and send text of them to me, then I have a general idea of the condition. But I think realistically, if I say 223, that's what you need, I think I can make that work. Send you over a contract for the 223, and then give me, a week or so here to do some due diligence and just verify that I could do a couple of things that I'm wanting to do here. I think we can make it work. And like I said, try to get as close as possible at July 1st. Or if, like you said, if I need a little bit more time, you're okay with that. And we'll work around your schedule. Like, I'm not going to hold you to it if it's like, hey, July 1st, you need some more time because you're making a big move. I completely understand that. So what I have is you gave me an email of okay. Let me verify one other thing real quick. Are you the sole owner?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no leads or anything.
Do you have an email for Linda? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that contract for the 223. Send that over to you, so to both you and Linda. So that way you guys can sign that, and then once you sign that, we'll send a welcome email to you, and then what I can do is I can give you a link where you can just drop the photos, or you can just text them, whichever one's easier for you. Then like
what number?
This is my cell phone number, so you can text them here. Yeah, that's probably easiest. Just text them here. And then, like I said, we'll get the process started. I completely understand your situation on what you're trying to get accomplished here. So I'm going to try not to waste any of your time, just being fully transparent with you. I just want you to know, like, normally when I do deals, it's like I'm 99% sure we're going to get it closed. Being fully transparent with you, I'm more closer to like 85%. So, and that's just me saying, hey, man, you know, you're out there in the boonies, but you're selling me a good piece of land. So I want to get it. So I just got to figure some things out. That's all I got to do.
The pictures.
Yes.
You got pictures of the outside, or you want more of the outside?
I don't have anything. It won't even drop the little guy on Google Street View. I see it from up top, but that's it. So I've got a good idea of what the land looks like, you know. I mean, if you could give me a cool picture of the pond there, but realistically, it's more about the house, you know, just pictures of the exterior. You know, give me a good picture of that old AC unit. You know, like, I don't know what's going on in the back there from this, you know, it's really pixelated. So it looks like there's some concrete or porch or something in the back, you know, so what that is. And then just room by room, just, you know, stuff like that.
Okay. We're packing, so it's kind of cluttered right now.
I don't care about any of that. I ain't looking at your stuff. And yeah. And the other thing about it is, Chuck, is I'm going to promise you, no matter what you send me, I have seen 5,000 times worse. In fact, funny enough, I'll tell you this because you guys can go find it. Me and my partner Cassie, we were just on A&E's zombie house flipping show, and our episode that aired, it was called The Cat Poop House. The entire house was covered in cat urine and feces everywhere. And Chuck, I have seen some bad stuff, but that house legitimately made me physically ill. Like, I mean, I got sick where like I couldn't do anything for a couple of days because it was so bad. And we were wearing masks. Like, I mean, it was terrible. Yeah, Cassie, she heard me and she said I'll never be the same after that house. No, I mean, it was a good deal. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, doing a TV show kind of made me want to do it a little bit more, but it's also, I mean, I talked about this a lot on that deal. The only people that are going to fix that house are real estate investors, and it's kind of our responsibility. You know, I mean, dude, it was so bad you could smell it standing at each one of the neighbors' houses. So imagine you walking out in your backyard and all you could smell is cat pee and poop. You know, I mean, so they loved us, you know, and we were able to fix it, and it was right here in my backyard. So there's a certain level of responsibility that's like, all right, man, somebody's got to do it. So we had to rip it down to the studs, every bit of drywall, every bit of insulation, everything down to essentially the exterior wall and the framing. And then we had to spray over the entire property and sanitize it. And we had to acid wash the foundation, the garage. I mean, it was a full remediation, and then come back with all new insulation, all new drywall, everything. I mean, we essentially stripped it back down to where it was almost a brand new house. But that was a very intense project. So yeah, I'm okay with seeing a couple of boxes.
Okay, I'll get those texts to you, and we'll go from there.
All right, Chuck, sounds good. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, bye bye. Just want to let y'all know that if you were here yesterday and you heard the voicemail that I left him, it was a memorable one. Called him May 18th, called him May 23rd, called him May 24th, called him May 25th, called him May 29th. Left him a very, very unique voicemail yesterday. His name's Chuck Norris. I used Chuck Norris jokes. I told him 5 cheesy Chuck Norris jokes in the voicemail and got him to call back today. Sometimes you got to be creative with it.